I've shown quite a lot of collections before, but one thing I haven't ever shown is my collection of Disney mouse ears. Right now I have just under 60 ears total. A good chunk of them are authentic Disney Parks ears, and most of that number I've actually gotten at my Disney Store outlet for really cheap. I do have some ears from small shops. Most of those ears are 3D printed because that's a technique that I can't do myself. And then I also have a bunch of ears that I have made myself because I actually have and run an Etsy mouse ear shop called Confection Ear Shop. So all of my ears that I make are kind of sweets and snacks inspired. So I basically divided this video into 3 parts then. I have my Disney Parks ears, my ears from small shops, and then my handmade ears. Now for my ears from the Disney parks, I actually choose to cut off the tags on all of them. I think the tags don't look good kept on, especially if people just have the full flap out. You can't even really kind of hide it all the way. So I personally prefer much more to cut it off. And for all of the ears from the small shops that I mentioned, I'll be sure to list and link to all of the shops in the description. Also, not related to ears, but I do get quite a lot of questions about where this background is from. It's actually a beach towel from the Disney parks. This one is obviously from Disneyland, but I got it at my Disney Store outlet for really cheap. So it isn't a tapestry or an actual wall hanging, it's just a beach towel that I have hung up using thumbtacks. But I think it works as a nice background. But let's now move on to the ears. I first just wanted to show how I actually store all of my ears. So first I have pretty much all of my ears from the Disney parks as well as the ears I have from small shops in this shoe organizer. So I mean, I don't think that this is fully ideal, but I think that this is kind of working well for the space that I have, and it actually does hold a lot of ears. And then I do have a few ears that I display on my wall. These ears have to be flat in order to hold on because I just am using little thumbtacks. But I could probably now put together a full wall just of ears. And then all of my own ears that I made, these are like little organizers from IKEA. They're meant for kind of organizing your drawers. And I just have the ears kind of stacked in there. So this has worked kind of as another pretty decent way to store them all. Sometimes they kind of flop out and spill over because, again, this isn't too ideal, but it works again for the space that I have. This pair here is my very first ever pair of Minnie Mouse ears. I got these in late 2016, and these were from the Disneyland Diamond Celebration. And I got these ears in preparation for my first trip to Disneyland that January 2017, and these were the ears that I wore there. Then these are the newest parks ears that I've acquired, and these are actually Run Disney ears. So these were recently released from Run Disney 2020. It says Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend on there, and I do not run, I am not part of Run Disney, but I loved how on each ear it has each of the 4 park icons. I thought the sparkly blue was so super pretty. So I saw these ears. They were actually cheaper than the normal retail price of these ears. So I decided to go ahead and get them. It does have this running Mickey icon on the bow, which I do definitely think I'm gonna take off, but I have to decide, do I try and cover up the Run Disney and Marathon because I don't do that? But maybe I'll just leave that, but I just love how you have all 4 of the Disney World Parks icons on here. Now, these here are technically going to be my newest ears, but I don't yet have them because they are en route. I just ordered them, and they're the brand new release of the Loungefly Pixar Luxo ball ears. So this seems to be like the first time that Loungefly has just released like regular ears in the parks, not anything designer associated. I found them on eBay for $26 shipped, which is way under retail, and that's why I thought, you know, why not go ahead and add these to the collection? I do think they are really cool. But I do have an actual pair of Loungefly ears, and these are the Loungefly ears from the Disney Parks Designer Collection, which I've talked about a number of times on this channel. So the ears have the really sweet parks attractions icons on them. I do have the backpack that matches this because I got it on super sale, which I talk about in my Loungefly bag video. It does have Loungefly embroidered on the side, and then it has a special clear designer tag. Now, my little bugaboo about these ears is that the ears are spaced too close together. They look a little bit off, but the quality of them is so nice and they are so comfortable. This pair of ears, I believe, is the second pair of ears I ever had because I bought these at Disneyland when we were there in 2017. I don't know if you'll be able to tell at all, but these ears do in fact light up. Which, yeah, you cannot really see that, but when it's evening time at Disneyland, this is really nice because you can be all lit up along with the rest of the park. I have the pair of holiday gingerbread ears that were released this year, and honestly, I love these ears so much. They are such awesome high quality. I love the main material that it's made out of. Even on the back, it has that cute little icing detail on these, so these were a really big win in my book. Next up, I have a pair of the kind of Coco-inspired Dia de los Muertos ears, which I think are so beautiful because I love when Disney does ears that have like the flower crown on them. These ears also have kind of like little Mickey icons out of the flowers on there. It's even got some little musical notes on the pattern, so these ears are super cute, and I got these in a Halloween box I unboxed on my channel. Then I have the pair of Mickey Premium Bar ears. So this is where it's like one ear is the ice cream bitten out. These are really nice and sparkly. I do still have the tag on it because I was using this pair as my comparison base in my Disney ears from eBay video. And this pair was very kindly sent to me along with some other items from Erin and Susie. Now, the next big chunk of ears that I'm going to show are all ears that I got at my Disney Store outlet. I'm lucky to live only like 10 minutes away from an outlet, and they kind of regularly get ears in, and most of the time those ears are on sale for only $5. So this is where I've gotten the vast majority of my Disney Parks ears. This pair is such a pretty classic. The ears themselves are a really nice matte black sequined, and then the bow is this such super pretty holographic blue. This is a pair of ears that really can go with a ton of different outfits. I then got these Happy Holiday ears from my outlet. These, as you can kind of tell by the headband shape, are incredibly uncomfortable, so I'm happy I didn't pay more than $5 for them. But these are another light up pair. So again, kind of hard to see, but it kind of rotates the light to make it look like all the different lights on the strand are being lit up. I then have this other pair of older holiday ears. These are just really pretty simple, all over red and green. So these really are super similar to that whole red collection they came out with. The ears are like this exact same red, but they just have a full red bow. So these are nice because they can be Christmassy, but you can also make them work for other seasons. Then this is a really awesome pair of rainbow sequin ears. I really like on here kind of the puffiness of the ears on the bow. I think that's a really nice style. So this pair is also nice because it has so many different colors. It can obviously go with a lot of different outfits. This was a pair I was really happy to see at the outlets because it was still, I think at the time I got these, still being sold in the parks at full price. And this is kind of like the classic Minnie Mouse style pair of ears. I again love like the puffiness of the ears on the bow. It has the cute little flower detail on there. Really cute and pretty and sparkly. This next pair is kind of the Americana pair of ears, and instead of a bow it has this kind of little headscarf tie feature on it. On the side it does have embroidered All American Girl on it, so these were kind of nicely for the summertime. Then this pair of ears here I think might have been like the 2017 ear. I can't remember entirely, but I'm pretty sure I did actually get these off of the Shop Disney Parks app when that used to exist, and I got these ones on super sale. It doesn't come off too well in the video, but the sequins are like a black holographic, and you can see just how poofy and big that bow is. So this pair that I got from my outlet, I got it because obviously it was there and only $5, but this is probably the most uncomfortable pair of ears that I own. I don't know what it is about this headband, but it is, you wouldn't really want to wear it for more than a little bit of time. But I do really like the design of the ears themselves. It has, again, that really big puffy bow kind of off to the side, and then your nice sparkly polka dots. Then of course we have the rose gold ears. These are really a staple. I did get these at my outlet, but they were not marked down to the $5. I think these were either 10 or 15. I decided to go for these because the rose gold ears are kind of what started it all in terms of the really big hype over like all the colors. And I do really think that they kicked up the popularity of the ears. I like the original rose gold over the briar rose gold a lot. So these ears really are kind of like a classic pretty staple. And then quite similar actually to the rose gold ears, I have these all over silver sequined ears. The bow itself is also full sequin, so this is extra sparkly. You could kind of look like a disco ball wearing them. Next up, I'm showing a few of the ears I have from the international Disney parks. So this pair of ears actually comes from Shanghai Disneyland and is one of my absolute overall favorite pairs of ears. These are super similar to a pair that they had at Disneyland a few years ago, but the flowers on these ones are different. They are all the same type. Disneyland, they were a little different. I didn't like them as much. But this has such a beautiful lace covering on it. I love the flower crown look on the ears. On the back you can even see the little leaves of them, and these are just such awesome ears. So I also have some kind of unconventional ears from Shanghai Disneyland because these are Judy Hopps ears. The headband kind of fits weirdly. It's hard to stay on my head, but you have, instead of Minnie Mouse ears, cute little Judy ears, and then it has her little carrot that says police on it. I do have one other pair of Zootopia ears from Shanghai Disneyland, and you kind of can't get much cooler than these. So these are so awesome and three-dimensional. You have a little plushie Nick Wilde in the big donut, and then you have a plushie Judy too. On the back you have their kind of full bodies sticking out. So these are so awesome and unique and truly very Shanghai. I then have one pair of ears from a Tokyo Disneyland, and these ears are so awesome and extra. It has this awesome visor on it. It has little dangly earrings, a huge puffy bow. I feel like these would actually be pretty awesome to wear in the parks because you can kind of get the functionality of the hat and block out a little bit of the sun. But these are so super unique, and these were from a Tokyo Disney Sea Summer Splash event in 2010. Then my final Disney Parks ears do not per se come from the parks, but they come from eBay. And all but one of these ears that I'm going to show are essentially the same as the ears you can get in the parks. So that's why I'm including them in this. So this I did not show in my $10 ears video because I had just ordered them, but these are an Aulani pair of ears, and these are so super pretty. The fabric on them is so amazingly soft. And it is nice that it does have a little bit of purple sequins on it. My next pair of eBay ears were the Peppermint Swirl ears released for this Christmas. I bought these ears on eBay before they were actually released in the Disney parks. And these ears really are absolutely identical. They have the little candy cane cutie embroidered on the side of them. So these are really fun and sequiny for the holidays. Next up, I have the Bubblegum Wall Spaceship Earth ears. I thought this would be a really fun pair to have. And then I have the candy corn ears that were released this year. So these have that kind of really structured glittery bow on them. The ears are actually really nice and puffy and sequiny. So these guys will be fun for next Halloween. And then I'll still show these ears, but these are the one pair of ears where it's like, these are probably some kind of knockoff because the tag is all wrong on them. Some things are just a little bit off. But these are the Small World pair of ears. It says hello on the front and then goodbye on the back. I haven't yet cut those tags off because, you know, these are the wonky pair of ears, but all of the other eBay pairs of ears I showed really are identical in every way to what you find in the parks. All right, next we're going to be moving on to ears from Disney small shops. So I'm first going to show all of my ears from Imaginext ears. I have the most ears from them, and I love their ears because they do interchangeable 3D printed ears and they're magnetic. It is so amazing and wonderful, and it is the perfect interchangeable system. They also have the interchangeable bows now. This is my own headband because the one that I got was really tight in and a little off center, so I just kind of deconstructed it and put this back together. But I am not a fan of interchangeable ears that use Velcro. I do not really have luck with them. So these hold on so well. It's such a sturdy magnetic feature, and if you're looking for interchangeable ears, this is the best ones I've found. But for these ears itself, this is a super pretty Sleeping Beauty castle set. They get so much amazing detail on their castles. The crown is really nice and sparkly, and then it's a classic Disneyland D, which I can almost kind of match it up perfectly with my background there. So I can kind of construct this next set all together. And this is an awesome stained glass-esque Beauty and the Beast set of ears. So you can kind of see the shadows of my fingers behind there. It really does emulate stained glass. These are so super pretty. I just have the sequin bow on them. They do make an amazing crown that goes with this too, but these are really gorgeous. I have two more seasonal interchangeable castle designs, and this is the Disneyland version of the Halloween one. If you can see, the castle even has like cracks in the foundation, like it's all kind of creepy and distressed. You have little Mickey icon bats, some spooky spider webs, really so much pretty detail in these ears. I then have the same version but for Christmas, and this is a gingerbread version of Sleeping Beauty's castle. Again, I am amazed by how much awesome detail they get on this. It's like a little Mickey Mouse wreath above there, little candy canes, just so much pretty detail on these. And I really like the castle ears that are for Disneyland because it's a smaller castle and it kind of fills the ears a bit better, because Cinderella's castle is much taller. So whenever I do get castle ears, I always like to do the Sleeping Beauty castle version. And the back of these ears actually have a pretty neat bonus because they have a design on them too, and it says "Very Merry." I have one more set of ears, and these are like the Cars or Cars Land inspired ones. I did get these from an Oopsie sale, so you know, this ear overall is kind of nice and good. It has an awesome design on the side and on the back, but this ear is like extra wonky, nothing on the side, nothing on the back, so these, I'm gonna have to somehow do something myself with that because that just looks kind of stupid on its own. But I love this ear, and I'll have to do something to fix that one up. I then have one set of standard ears, so these are not interchangeable. They come attached to this headband, and they're basically like a take on the first ears that I showed, where they have a castle on one and then the Disneyland D on the other. And this again has so much awesome detail for the castle. I love the little Mickey Mouse heads and the snowflakes. So super pretty. Then I do also have another accoutrement with these ears. So this is an interchangeable headband that goes inside a hat. So you can wear these ears with a hat, and then this is the bow clip. So I'll try and kind of place this correctly on it. So you can see, you put this on the inside. I have the bow clip attachment, which kind of magnetizes through there. And then I just got to find the right spot to get it there. You just stick on the ears and they can go through the hat. And then you can just snap on the bow, same as before. It can also fit the crowns. So I think that this is an amazing setup because it totally doesn't damage the hat at all. You can put this on any hat that you want. And I think that this is perfect for the parks because sometimes you kind of just need a little bit of a sunshade. And so you can still wear your same exact ears, but have a hat too. Okay, moving on to the other small shop ears that I have, and all but one are actually 3D printed ears. So this pair of ears is from Storybrooke Boutique, and if you want real 3D printed ears, they are the place to go. Like, they are full three-dimensional 3D printed ears, and I have this set of really cute Minnie and Mickey cupcakes. These are technically interchangeable, but it's a very kind of complicated system. You have to unscrew things. I'm not as big of a fan of the Velcro for the bows because it's kind of visible, but I think these are really awesome. Okay, so all of the following ears I'm going to show, I got them as interchangeable ears, but they all had Velcro bases, and this particular one, the Velcro came unglued immediately, and I don't like it as much, so I glued them onto my own headbands. But these ears are from Our Spaceship Ear, and they are these absolutely beautiful Tower of Terror ears. I love how sparkly and glittery it is. These are also kind of like extra thick and hefty, so you don't have to worry about any of the plastic breaking. The next pair of ears is by Earsula Designs, and again, these were interchangeable that I put on my own headband. These are a super adorable buffalo plaid Happy Holidays. I love the printing on it. It even comes with a cute 3D printed bow clip on it, and then you can see that really beautiful classic buffalo plaid on the back. Then this pair of ears was from Etsy. I don't remember the seller. I wasn't too pleased with my experience there. When I got these, they were interchangeable. The headband was covered in hot glue. You can still kind of see some of the spider webbiness. There was so much like spider webness of the 3D printed left over that I had to take care of myself. But I overall love the design of these ears. Kind of bow is blocking it, so I put this bow on myself. It didn't come with it, so I added this really pretty holographic orange. You have Max dressed up as Powerline and it's Standout. These ears are kind of on the thinner side of 3D printed ears, but that means that they're nice and lightweight. I have one final pair of small shop ears, and these are not 3D printed, but these are hand painted. And these are by Yub Nub Shop. So she does all gorgeous hand painted ears. This was the Minnie and Mickey Christmas one. On the back it says, "'Tis the season to be jolly," and it has so much pretty glitter on it. And these ears actually light up. So they have a few different settings where you can have the ears actually be lit up. They are a tiny bit on the heavier side and a little tight on the headband, but the craftsmanship and uniqueness of these ears can't be beat. I have two pairs of ears that kind of bridge the small shop into my own handmade, because these were handmade by other people, but this is a little kind of patriotic July 4th pair of ears, and this is from Cheryl of our Disney side. These are probably like the lightest weight, most comfortable pair of ears you could ever wear, and perfect for the 4th. Then this pair of ears was actually kindly sent along in a pin tray that I did. I believe that was with Heather of the Sassy Cinderella, and it's this really pretty pair of Beauty and the Beast themed ears. So one ear has Belle and the Beast on it, and the other has a red rose fabric. Alright, then finally we're going to end with all of my own handmade pairs of ears. So these are all ears that I offer in my shop, Confectioneer Shop. I do not have all of the ears that I offer. Sometimes like I'll make a prototype and then I kind of end up trashing that or upcycling it. So there's actually a lot of my own ears that I'm missing, and it's hard for me to kind of justify taking the time to make ears for myself when I need to make them for customers. But these are all the current handmade ears that I have, and these rainbow lollipop ears are the ones that started it all for me. I first posted my video tutorial on how to make these ears, which I have since really improved the technique, because you can see how shiny, and these ears are very well protected now because I have a hard resin glaze on them. But whenever I wear these in Disneyland, I do get people thinking that I just glued real lollipops on my head, but they are not edible in the least. This pair is one of my favorites that I do. It's my ice cream sundae ears. I do it on a really fluffy pink headband, and then I hand make all of the little sprinkles that go on there. It's got the hot chocolate fudge dripping with a little waffle cone bow and a cherry on top. Now to match the classic ice cream sundae ears, I have my mint chocolate chip ice cream sundae ears. Growing up, mint chocolate chip was always my favorite flavor of ice cream, but due to dietary restrictions, I can no longer enjoy it, so that's why I have it in ear form. On these ears, I added kind of a realistic little whipped cream on it with some extra sprinkles, and then of course, the chocolate chips and the ice cream. Continuing with more ice cream-esque ears, I have this pair of Dole Whip ears. So on these, I add a lot of nice glitter to it, and then I also put a little cherry on the top. Related to those ears, I also have my It's Lemon pair of ears. So these are inspired by the It's Lemon treat from the Adorable Snowman treats on Pixar Pier. So this is basically the same concept as the Dole Whip, same little cherry on top, but the bow has some snowflake accents and a little lemon. Then I have some of my Churro Ears. My Churro Ears take forever to make, but I love how they turn out. I have a kind of fully realistic cinnamon and sugar coating on them. It's like a full faux sugar that I use. And on this I have my Churroland pin as a bow accent. These ears are basically what I call my celebration churro ears. So they're the same concept as the standard classic ones, but they have a chocolate drizzle on them and different mouse ear shaped sprinkles on them. Then I have my Lightsaber Churros. So these are inspired by the actual Lightsaber Churros that they occasionally have in the parks. So we have both the dark side and the light side on there. And just for my personal ears, this is an actual real Disney pin I cut off the post and put as the bow center. So that makes these ears a little extra heavy because this is a pretty thick pin. But I wore these to Galaxy's Edge this past summer. Next up, I have this celebration pair of Minnie inspired donut ears. These are modeled after an actual donut they sold at Schmoozies in California Adventure. So I have a little bow, some pom-poms, glitter, and then some handmade little sprinkles that go around the edge of them. These are my classic donut ears. In this lighting, the frosting comes off as much darker than it is in real life, but it's this fun kind of Simpsons color pink donut, and they actually glow in the dark because coincidentally that fabric paint is designed as glow in the dark, and we have a lot of fun hand-placed sprinkles. Then I have my chocolate chip cookie ears, which I think are super cute. I even always put a little hidden Mickey chocolate chip on all of them. And then on the bow, I have an accent of a little mini plate of chocolate chip cookies. I then have my Beignet ears. So my Beignet ears, I'd say, are probably my current most popular item. These ones are actually my original prototype, so the ears themselves are a little bit larger than what I currently make. I also got like tons of glue out on the headband accidentally, so I need to now take the time to actually make myself a real pair of these ears because I'm definitely going to want to wear them to Disneyland this summer. I then have another pair of Beignet ears, and these are my chocolate sprinkle drizzle ears. These are inspired by the beignets you can get at Port Orleans in Walt Disney World. So in Disney World, you can actually buy and eat beignets that look just like these ears. One of my new recent designs was my cinnamon bun ears. These are my prototypes, so you can see that the icing is a little bit messed up on them. But I use the same technique that I made my Princess Leia designer ears DIY, since those are basically cinnamon buns. And then on these ears, just like with my churros, I have realistic faux cinnamon sugar. These ears are pretty simple, and this design was my very first hand sewn design that I did. And these ears are designed to be like cotton candy ears, but they're overall such a nice, fun, simple, fuzzy pair of ears. Then I have a few pair of my holiday ears. So this is my Halloween special churro ears. So these have a purple chocolate drizzle with some mouse ear and candy corn sprinkles and a little Mickey pumpkin in the center of the bow. And these also have some glow-in-the-dark accents. Then this is my Halloween pumpkin sugar cookie pair of ears. So I have a whole bunch of sparkly orange glitter on them, and I love the fabric of the bow. And then finally, I have two pairs of Christmas ears. So this is my Christmas wreath donut ears. These again are inspired by an actual donut they had at Schmoozies, and I have a full DIY video on my channel for how I made these. These have full kind of faux crushed candy canes around the outside, and then some little pom-pom berries. And then finally, I have this pair of Minnie inspired cookie ears. So these are designed after on the parks merchandise this year. They had a whole bunch of treats merchandise, and they had a Minnie Mouse cookie design that looked just like these ears. So I decided to model them after that, and I think they turned out super cute. So hopefully that was kind of interesting to see all of the different ears that I have. I don't really consider myself an ear collector. I do wear my ears a lot because I always have a pair on in my different videos. But I absolutely love to make ears. I love how creative you can be, all the different techniques that you can use. And Disney now is coming out with a whole bunch more ear designs in the parks. So I do think they can be a really fun, unique collectible. Do let me know if you really like to collect Minnie Mouse ears. Do you primarily like to get the ears that they release in the Disney parks? Or is there a certain small shop you really like to get your ears from? I think it's always really fun to discover new awesome small shops. Also, let me know if you'd like me to film a video kind of like behind the scenes of my Etsy mouse ear shop, just to kind of give like some insight and kind of like what goes into running your own ear shop. But thanks for watching!